The bar is going to be open throughout the whole night. You're more than welcome to go out to the bar. We will be taking an intermission halfway through the show. Aside from that, if you have any questions, ask anybody that isn't me. Welcome to Code 245.
You just say he's the best poet.
I'm Tony, I'm a poet. The responsibility of an artist is to gauge what the environment is, what you feel like the people need to hear, and then respond to that. But one of the things that we strive to do is be authentic in our poetry. 245 is police code for assault with a deadly weapon. And our weapons as artists are words.
Tell him on the phone if it's raining. What you follow me for, huh? Ah!
You hear, in the news, you hear about a victim. You may know that he's a father, but you refer to him as a victim. You march for a victim. That's what a lot of people do. But this play is to rehumanize him, make him what he was before we turned him into a victim, which was a father, a husband, a child, a person that should have lived many more years. And a lot of times we don't think about it that way. So the stage play is to rehumanize the victim, and we felt that it was so necessary to add that element. So not only do you hear me talking about this guy, you see him. One thing about poetry is that time when you sit down and it's just you and your pad or your phone, your iPad, whatever you're using nowadays. It's you and your thoughts. And through being able to write something, you are teaching yourself.
What shall I tell my son as he bears witness to his father's execution? Look him in the face, Mr. Officer. Turn down the volume on your stereotype and silence his cries.
I began to write poetry in about 10th grade. It was part of an assignment. So the teacher gave us an assignment to compile a poem. Before that, the only thing I wrote poems to was the girls. It was real fresh, they were really good. But then I got this assignment to write one, and I wrote a poem. It was called The Self-Hate Monster. And I don't want to bore you with the details, but basically it was about a person that was fed stereotypes and things about themselves for years and years and years. And it played off the common phrase, you are what you eat. So once you become fed these things, you believe that that's what you're supposed to be, and you become those things. So it was a cautionary tale to watch what things you listen to and what things you believe.
Don't think the presumptions and assumptions that they make up every day. You don't let this moment define you.
A poet in ancient times, the poets were the scribes. They were the people that wrote down and captured what the culture was like in that times. A lot of ancient proverbs came from poetry. A lot of verses in the Bible are songs and poems. Poets are historians. Years down the line, thousands of years down the line, I want somebody to be able to find one of my poetry journals, look it up, and be able to get a good sense of how a kid living in 2014, what it felt like, what it looked like, how was it, how did the air taste, how did the sun look. Saw what was going on in the news feeds and in our community, we thought it was necessary to react but we act with our weapons, which were words. And so because we want to stay authentic and true to what the essence of poetry is, we thought the best way to illustrate that was to put on a play.
2:45. Thought it was great. It was beautiful. I had a wonderful meeting.
It was nice. I love it.
How do you feel?
I feel tired. Wow, man, I'm getting a lot of good reactions. It's a good show. A lot of people enjoying it.
Are you excited about the tour?
I'm very excited about the tour. So we bring a powerful message, so everybody needs to hear that.
Awesome.
My ultimate goal as a poet is to aid in entertaining, enlightening, and inspiring people. Whether that's from a coffee shop, open mic, to a stage production at the theater, my goal is to reach a person, to let them know that somebody maybe has went through the same thing that they're currently going through, but they found a way out, that there is always a way out, that you are not alone, that my story and your story are the same, but I have the courage to talk about it, and maybe you find the courage to talk about it too. My goal as a poet is to reach people, to teach the youth that writing is not just about an assignment. It is not A, B, C, D, or F grade. It's more about you. It's more about how you feel. From a spiritual sense, we were baptized in river water, which is equated to it being dirty. It's not like that staged clean water, but it was dirty water. And when we rose, we saw pigeons, not doves, because where we from, doves don't exist. We got pigeons.
Red eyes and delayed flights. Just so the team can realize that the dream is flying, that the timing is right, that you got a jet lag in order to draft jags. Pen and paper stock while live with the wave of your hands. Poems can turn into money bags. See, we found reality's rivers resting ravenously next to the livestock, and we were baptized there in dirty water. Submerged, rinsed and risen, and seen the pigeons, cause doves, they don't reside where we from. Where we from, no Jesus peace needed to prove that he speaks to we. Our cloth is no white sheet, cause the path we walk was filled with brimstone and cracked concrete. We are ghetto shepherds. We searched the streets to find a sheep. While others, they stayed clean using the needy beneath their feet. We rose to the top seeing no one was beneath we. That the sunshine favors the meek. That rain aside, our words are meant for the weak. The fluorescent flower trying to flourish, bound by the ground begging to be free. But you, Babylon, you false teacher, you faulty preacher, on stages you portray yourself to be an idol, but wouldn't idols pray to God? Not wooden idols. You profess the words you speak are his, but to his power you remain idle. Idle crowd members may not recognize your lies, but I do. I see you rehearsing those lines for crowd roars and rewinds, but they don't always call for their savior, Barabbas. But I'm Pontius Pilate with a conscience. My words are a crucial fix. So from the top of the mountain, behold the land promised. See the commandment spoken, see a nation in need of leaders, soldiers in need of something to salute to. Cause gold rings change to false goat idols is all once they had to praise to, but we raise to the occasion. Cause semicolons and hyperboles can part the Red Sea occasionally plague we forecast and stanzas backslash. We here, we don't forfeit prophecy for profit, but when you get the warning, from the stage where you see the lamb's wool being shaven naked, the truth can be revealed in the unlikeliest of places. The light brought to life by humble means. I mean, even the Son of God was born in the manger. I see my people, the lost souls. I've been there, walked them out in their souls, so I'm hungry and I'm begging you for change. So reach in your heart, the pockets of it, pull out change.
It's to say, we saw the signs, we saw the boards, and our clothes are not white because where we went to travel to reach the people, it was dirty. The streets were dirty. But through traveling those streets, we were able to find the sheep. And so when people see that you are willing to go places to find and help these ones that other people are not willing to go to and to help, then they're willing to help you.
If you let me go, I promise I won't whistle at that lady again. I promise I won't whistle at that lady again. I promise I will not whistle again. My sin does not mean I'm through the first punch in Fruitvale Station. You are judge, jury, and executioner, so I am proof that sometimes tasers, fire bullets. I am a father. I am hands up, don't shoot. I have a daughter. I am the gun. It's not real. so wise my tombstone afterwards is. I am the pain of all the impossible to find words that mothers fish the heavens hoping to discover, to finally be able to explain to their children what daddy went through. I have questions to Mom. Mom, if daddy really loved us, why doesn't he come home anymore? Mom?
What you want? You know that son is bacon though.
Okay, let me get.
I'm gonna send him this song for hours. You never know, it was like 30 degrees.
Great, that's beautiful.
Come on.